what we made. Holly, this is your daddy. I love you.
In the world of The Handmaid's Tale, love is a crime. It's forbidden, controlled, punishable. But in the middle of that dark system, something unexpected is born, something dangerous. Love between a handmaid and an eye, between June Osborne, the face of the resistance, and Nick Blaine, the man assigned to watch her.
Come on.
Yeah, I wanna kiss you, make you feel all
You will never let go of her, will you?
So
I loved you.
I tried.
I wanna cry and I wanna love.
All you can do is survive and protect the people that you love.
That is what I am doing.
And this commander, this Nick, is he one of those people?
This isn't just a love story. It's a volatile connection that shook the regime from within. Nick, many viewers see him as quiet, reserved, emotionally distant. But behind that calm gaze lies a complex figure. He works for Gilead, yet undermines it at the same time. He's an eye, a spy, a man of secrets, and yet he lets himself feel. He lets June in. How can a man like Nick fall in love in a world like Gilead? What does it mean that he helps her, protects her, even fathers her child? Was it love or guilt? Was it betrayal or hope? In this video, we'll unravel every moment of their relationship, from the first glances to the forbidden nights, from secret choices to unforgettable sacrifices. And ultimately, we'll ask, was Nick a hero, a traitor, or something in between? When we first meet Nick Blaine, he barely stands out. No medals, no titles, no commands, just a driver. Quiet stare, low voice, unremarkable, and that's exactly why he's dangerous. Nick works for Commander Waterford, but not just as a servant. He's an eye, Gilead's secret police. His job? Observe, report, spy, and above all, stay silent. Nick is a master of invisibility. He moves through scenes like a shadow, always present, never disruptive. But behind that silence is a man who sees everything. In a world where every word, every glance could mean death, Nick chooses restraint, not because he's weak, but because he survives. Every day, he walks a line between obedience and inner conflict, and that's exactly where his story begins. Nick's loyalty to Gilead seems unquestioned at first. He carries out his duties without emotion. He witnesses the abuse of handmaids, the corruption of power, and says nothing. But the audience feels it. This man isn't as loyal as he appears. His silence isn't indifference, it's protection for himself, for others, until June enters the picture, and for the first time, his balance begins to shift. June is new, a handmaid, a vessel, an object, but to Nick, she's a spark, not lust, not power, something else, something Gilead can't control, connection. Their first glance is subtle, almost accidental, but it lingers. In a world where gazes are weapons and desire is a crime, Nick looks at her, and for a moment, just a moment, he sees a person, not a symbol, not a duty, just June. That look is the beginning of everything. It's not overt, it's not romantic, it's filled with fear, restraint, curiosity, but it's there. And it's real. The audience senses it before the characters do. A shift, a tension. Not yet love, but the seed of it. Nick doesn't smile, he doesn't flirt, but in his silence there's a recognition. June, battered by ceremony and cruelty, catches his gaze, and she knows this man sees her differently, and that difference is Dan. Serena gives an order, cold, tactical. Nick must sleep with June to get her pregnant. No emotion, just duty. But Gilead doesn't understand desire. It can't measure tenderness. It doesn't anticipate chemistry. That night is supposed to be another form of state-sanctioned rape, but something shifts. June and Nick defy the rules, not with rebellion, but with closeness. It's awkward, hesitant, fragile, but it's also different, human. Nick doesn't just touch her, he reaches her, not with words, he barely speaks, but with presence, with gentleness. In a world designed to strip away intimacy, they find a sliver of it in the dark. This encounter isn't just sex, it's a message to themselves, to each other, that even here, they're still people, still capable of feeling. And that feeling, small as it is an act of defiance. That moment, that night, opens a door, not just to a forbidden relationship, but to everything that follows. Trust, risk, love, consequences. In Gilead, love isn't just dangerous, it's fatal. For Nick, every stolen glance, every gentle gesture toward June is a gamble. He's an eye, a symbol of obedience. If discovered, his fate would be swift and brutal. Yet he chooses silence, protection, presence. When June becomes pregnant, Nick doesn't run, he doesn't report it, he stands by her. That simple act in this regime is rebellion. He could have distanced himself, he could have claimed ignorance, but he doesn't. And that choice says everything. Nick starts covering for her, hiding truths, shielding her from punishments. These aren't grand, revolutionary acts. They're quiet, personal, risky, but perhaps more powerful than any open protest, because they come from love, not strategy. He risks exposure, execution, everything for someone he's not allowed to love. In Gilead, that's not romance, it's resistance, and Nick knows it, but he does it anyway. Because sometimes protecting someone is more than just safety. It's a declaration, an unspoken vow, and Nick has made his choice. June is pregnant, and Gilead will soon claim the child as its property. But for Nick, this isn't about duty, it's about identity. He's going to be a father, in a place that strips fatherhood of meaning. He can't openly acknowledge it. He can't protect June or the baby in the way any normal man would, but his demeanor shifts. His protectiveness sharpens. He's no longer just June's ally. He's now tied to her by blood, by life. Nick doesn't speak of dreams or family. He barely speaks at all. But in his stillness, in the way he watches June, there's something fierce, something undeniable. He isn't just in love, he's invested, and the stakes have never been higher. Gilead demands the child, Serena wants to raise it, the regime plans to use it, but Nick sees it as a symbol, a connection, proof that something good can survive even here. It changes him, quietly, permanently, not into a revolutionary, but into a man with something to lose, and that, in Gilead, makes him dangerous. Nick lives in two worlds. In one, he wears Gilead's uniform, follows its rules, salutes its leaders. In the other, he watches, waits, resists. He's not a soldier, he's a double agent, quiet, strategic, dangerous. He begins sharing information, small at first, subtle. He aids Mayday not with grand acts of rebellion, but with crucial intel, with quiet access, with invisible resistance. He becomes a bridge between June's fight and the world beyond. Nick's role deepens. He starts influencing decisions, protecting allies, disrupting operations from within, all while pretending to serve the very regime he's working to undermine. It's a delicate, lethal dance. One mistake means death. But Nick's motivations aren't purely political, they're personal. Every risk he takes is laced with one goal: protect June, protect their child, ensure their survival. His love becomes his cause. And in Gilead, where loyalty is law, Nick's double life is treason. He knows it. He accepts it. Because sometimes the quietest rebellion is the most effective. And Nick Blaine? He's not shouting, he's listening, planning, striking. June is gone, taken, disappeared into the system once again, and Nick is left behind, powerless, silent, alone. He doesn't break down, he doesn't cry. That's not who he is, but everything in him shifts. His demeanor hardens, his silence grows heavier. The space she leaves behind is vast, and it haunts him. Nick watches from afar. Sometimes he gets glimpses, whispers from the resistance, guarded conversations, but nothing replaces her presence, her voice, her defiance. And he realizes loving June isn't just about being near her, it's about enduring her absence. He's still in Gilead, still wearing the mask, but now he carries a shadow inside him, a loss that never leaves, and it shows in his choices, in his distance, in the way he stops pretending to believe in the system. June's disappearance doesn't weaken Nick, it transforms him into something sharper, more deliberate, more dangerous. He's no longer just resisting for love, he's resisting for memory, for what was taken, and for what might still be saved. Nick changes. The softness in his eyes hardens, the gentle protector becomes a cold strategist. He still loves June, but that love is now tempered by distance, shaped by loss, forged in silence. When June returns, things are different. She's not the same woman, and Nick is not the same man. Time has carved lines into both of them. They share something unbreakable, but they also share trauma. Separation has transformed their love. Nick is no longer just a lover. He's a commander now, a man with influence, but he uses it sparingly, selectively. He doesn't flaunt power. He wields it like a scalpel, precise, silent, and always for a purpose. He tries to help June, but it's harder now, more complex. They speak less, understand more, and still the connection lingers, not through grand declarations, but through glances, gestures, memory. Nick's transformation is subtle. He doesn't become a hero in the traditional sense. He becomes something else, a man remade by love, grief, and the cost of survival in a world that punishes feeling. And now he's no longer just surviving, he's preparing. Nick Blaine is not easy to define. He's not the loud rebel, not the romantic hero. He's quiet, calculated, complicated, but maybe that's exactly what makes him powerful. He falls in love where love is forbidden. He protects without words, fights without weapons. His resistance isn't flashy, it's internal, strategic, and it's rooted in something simple, something deeply human, connection. Nick's story isn't about victory, it's about endurance, about subtle choices that shape futures, about the strength it takes to love in a system designed to erase it. Was he a hero? Maybe not. A savior? Not quite. But he was something else. A witness, a protector. A man who chose to feel when the world told him not to. And that choice, that quiet, dangerous, deeply human choice, is what makes Nick Blaine unforgettable. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more deep character dives from The Handmaid's Tale, and let us know in the comments, was Nick brave or just in love?